Good morning, Modernsteaders. This morning we're going to be making our bread. It tastes like Panera Bread's country white bread. Super simple recipe. Just need a few ingredients. We let it sit overnight and rise. Tomorrow we're going to a soup party, so we're going to be making some bread to bring to the soup party. I'm going to start off with our dry ingredients. We're going to need 3 cups. And you just want to use a good all-purpose flour. You don't want a bread flour. You're going to need a teaspoon of salt. We like our pink Himalayan salt. It has minerals in it and gives it a little extra flavoring. You're going to need a teaspoon of yeast. I'm going to grab a fork. Just want to mix up our dry ingredients. You're going to need 1.5 cups of room temperature water. It on medium low. That only took about 1 minute. It's going to be shaggy looking like this. I just take my fork and clump it all together. It's not going to look like a normal bread recipe when you're done mixing it. You just want it shaggy. We're going to put it into a bowl. We're going to cover it with a rag and let it sit overnight. This recipe calls for no kneading and for letting it rise for 8 to 12 hours. If you don't have that much time, what I've done, I only have about 5 hours. I'll add 1.5 teaspoons of yeast and it'll rise faster. If you add too much, you're going to taste that yeast. So you only want to add a little bit and give it more time. So now we're going to let this sit and we'll come back tomorrow morning. The next morning, after you made your cup of coffee and your dough's risen, you got to flour your workstation. Keep a little bit in my hands. If you're going to be putting it in a loaf pan, just lightly flour your loaf pan. We're only going to make one of our loaves in a loaf pan. We made enough to make 3. So I'm going to, one of them is a double batch here. Break it off the sides. We don't want to knead it. Get it into a ball. Maybe flouring it a little bit so it's not so sticky. I'm going to find what I think is half of the loaf. Take one of the balls, turn it inside out, so you got a nice pretty side facing up. Put that back in your bowl. I'm going to cover it. This other one, we're going to use this for sandwich bread this week, so I'm going to put it in my loaf pan. And I like to stretch it out and press it into the corners. Cover this one up, let it sit. Take our last dough, same thing. Now it's been sitting for a while, so the top of it's gonna be a little crusty, which is fine. I like to, when I'm turning it into a ball again, I like to keep that on the bottom and have the nice fresh side facing up. Put that back in the bowl. After I flour the bowl, we're going to cover them up. We're going to let them sit for another half hour before we do our next step. I wish I could say the magical elves came and cleaned up my mess in the kitchen for me, but they don't. While we let those rise for the next half hour, let's go feed the chickens and the pigs. Ready to go out? Come on in. The pigs are waiting for us. Come on, girls. You girls are all chirpy and cheery this morning, huh? Want some water? After a half hour, you want to preheat your oven to 450. And if you want round loaves of bread, you're going to want to put an oven-safe pot in the oven to preheat. Your pot or pots are going to need lids, but don't put them on while they're preheating. Once your oven's preheated, it's going to be right around a half hour. You want to take your pots out. Watch out, they're going to be very hot. You want to keep the pretty side up. You're going to want to put lids on them. If you don't have a lid, find a plate, or you can put parchment paper on top of it. But don't use wax paper. If you don't want a round loaf, if you want bread one, I just take my bread pan without preheating it and put it in the oven. And I'm going to set the timer for a half hour. looks beautiful. If you want a crispier crust, you can take the lid off and bake them for another 5 to 15 minutes. But I like it this way. We really like this bread recipe. It's very simple, easy, and versatile. Make some nice artisan bread with it, some nice sandwich bread, and if we had something smaller to cook them in, we could make some nice bread bowls for our soup too. That'll be the next thing we have to try out. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, now's a perfect time to do that. While you're down there, ring the bell. That'll turn on notifications, and YouTube will let you know every time we upload a video, go live, or post something to our community tab. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at Lumna Acres, the guide to modern homesteading, self-sufficiency, and freedom. Bye.